everyone.
Bam! Cheers. Yeah, G. Yeah, everyone.
How we doing out there? Let's say hello in the chat. Of course, I took a bite of my apple.
Who did it?
I know I took a bite of my apple.
Oh,
I did.
I thought you said someone took a bite of your apple. I'm like, wait, who was taking bites out of your apple, bro?
No, you weirdo. I said I took a bite of my apple right before we went live, of course.
So you're like, oh,
hi, everyone. Yeah, I was trying to chew really quickly so that like it wouldn't be like.
Hold on.
Right into the microphone.
Just a loud chomping. Just a loud chomping.
What's it called? ASMR.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Am I right? Hey. All right, guys. So you're here with Gina Marie Vega, new mom, influencer, entrepreneur, jack of all trades, master of some. We got Coach Mike here too. And guys, welcome to another episode. Kick her butts, take her names. If I almost forgot your whole intro.
Dude, that was enough.
That was enough.
Dude, can I tell you a story? I sparred with the guys tonight. I like to spar like every 5 to 6 months just to like stay a little loosey-goosey. We did no shin guards today, Jade. Do you know what that means?
It hurts?
I mean, not for me. I have like no nerves in my shins anymore. So like, I just don't feel those things.
I feel like that's physically impossible, Mike. There's no way you don't have any more sensation in your shins.
I mean, you have feedback, but it's like numbed a little bit or it's dulled. It's like the same receptor sites don't do the same thing anymore. It's like building a tolerance to things. You know how you can build a tolerance? You know why you build a tolerance, by the way?
Because you've done it so many times and gotten the crap beat out of you so many times that people who cook, like, you know, you burn your fingertips, I mean, you're not going to feel it anymore. But I feel like the shins are not like one of those spots where like, hey, let me knock the F out of all my shins over and over again so I have no sensation.
That's exactly what we do.
That's exactly what you do?
That's exactly, like we literally just like, or hitting the bag hard. Like there's like more traditional things like just.
So you intentionally hurt yourselves so you have no feeling in your shins or whatever part of your body.
If you want to word it like that, then yes. I would say.
Just so you know, Michael is a sociopath or whatever you want to call it. He likes getting punched in the face. He enjoys it. I like
the brain chemistry of it, or I like the feeling I get. I know it's weird, but I like it.
I would never. You couldn't pay me enough to be like, hey, punch me in the effing face for fun. I'm gonna enjoy this and possibly get off on it later on.
So that's what's weird. Like it doesn't do enough for me to like get off on it, but it's more of like a euphoric good feeling. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. So not only could you could pay me enough, I pay to do it, or I have paid to do it. I don't anymore. Like I don't need to, but like I've paid in my younger career of like paying to go to a gym to have someone train me and develop me and work on that skill. Or as an amateur fighter, you have to pay to do blood work and do the paperwork. So you pay to fight. That's why like for amateurs especially, even pros, you have to pay for like blood work and doing all this other fun stuff. You pay technically. Now you get paid in return, especially as a pro, but it's give and take.
I feel like there's websites for this. I feel like there's websites where people can be like, I'll pay you $500 to let me punch you in the face or punch me in the face. Vice versa, whichever way it works, to feel this pain, and this is what I want. What show was it that the guy was going? Was it Power? I think it was Power, where he was going around punching. He enjoyed punching people, so he was going around punching homeless people, and that was his like thing. I feel like it might have been Power or something else. I don't remember.
I'm sure it was. We should talk to Anna about this.
I wonder if she knows about that. I was actually talking to Anna earlier. Shout out to Anna, aka the professional goddess. I was actually talking to her partner. When I say partner, business partner, Elizabeth. I think that's the correct term or title for her. She is now the new co-host of the Slutrepreneur. So
nice.
Yeah, I just found out today, and I am so excited for her. Congrats to her. I don't know if she's watching, but if you are, congratulations. So they are going to have a whole bunch of new episodes, but I told her I told them your VR story.
Did they laugh? Did they laugh? It's funny, right?
So we got to take that for the episode that Anna comes on and discuss.
I'll talk about it. Dude, I'll totally talk about it. Like
we should, but we have to, again, it's Amazon, so we have to keep it.
But that's what I'm saying. We'll be careful with where and how we phrase things and how far we go with it.
Guys, even though we went on a total rant right now and went left, our topic for tonight, we're going to talk about your relationship with your body. Hi, Jennifer Lude. How are you, girl?
Yeah, Luda.
Jennifer. We're talking about your relationship with your body and also things you say to kids that can affect that, as far as clean your plate or you can't get out of your seat.
Yes.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind when someone tells you, what do you think the long-term effects? This is what I'll tell you what I think about it. But when you hear a parent tell their kid, you're not getting out, clean your plate or you're not getting out of your seat, what do you think about that?
So I've seen this firsthand. I've had clients cite this as a source to their not only negative relationship with their body, but with food, and also lead to massive psychological behavior shifts. Yeah, like just massive influence of not only, because then you associate eating and like cleaning your plate with like you did something good. It's like a positive reinforcement of then you're longing for that. And then the way you can seek that is with doing that again. And then eventually you stretch your stomach, right? And then you start to have a threshold, and then that you want to fill that threshold. Otherwise you feel full, or you don't feel full and you feel hungry, and it becomes a slippery slope. And then there's the psychological behavior pattern feedback loop. It's, dude, I cringe when I hear that. Like it makes me cringe. And I understand. So here's the thing. I want to also look at the other perspective. Don't agree with it at all. Yeah, exactly. So I want to see the other perspective. Why might that even be a comment in a situation? Let's look at, I think we can look at two sides to it. To me, and then I'm curious your thoughts.
He's under eating, he's malnourished, you're trying to make them eat. That's your go-to phrase. But to me, and what I associate, you can't leave until you clean your plate, I think of it as now as an adult that I have to finish. I can't say no when I'm full.
Oh, yeah.
I have to overeat. So when I sit there, I feel like I'm wasting food, and I can have a plate this big that is a portion for 3 human beings. And if I see food on the table and there's plates there, I'm like, you got to clean you can't.
Yeah, that's a waste.
My entire life, my parents have told me that, like,
dude, I know.
Clean your plate. You're not getting out of your seat. Or, you got to eat this before you go do X, Y, and Z. Which, don't get me wrong, I say to Logan, like, hey, you got to eat a little bit before you go play with your toys. That's something different. But I say,
you see how you worded it? Yeah, you see how you worded it? It's different. Like we deal with this with Lena all the time. Lena has a like nanny kind of appetite, like a pick and go. They're like a pick at things. Yeah. But she'll like you've seen her. Like she'll eat throughout the day. Tessa, she will certainly. You don't have to tell her to clean her plate. She'll be like, "Yo, I'll clean my plate and let me get some of Lena's." And then, Dad, what are you eating over there? Like, do you remember me at like Bamonte's? Like when I was like really just started losing weight. And I would go and like we would have like, let's say I would have a cheat meal. You guys would eat your food. I'd be like, yo, you guys done with that? Can I finish your plate? And like I remember it was like super unhealthy, bro. Like it's such a bad thing to do.
Or what the best is like, don't let this food go to waste. You got to finish it.
Oh yeah.
Situation.
Yeah.
My thing is, why can't I just wrap it up and bring it home? Why can't I just eat it later? The first thing, excuse me. I drank soda before this live, and that was a big mistake.
Hiccup.
But my thing is like, I wait for Logan. She sometimes tells us done, or she decides to throw her food when she's done for whatever reason.
I get that.
She goes like, she literally looks you dead in your eyes and goes with all the food and just goes like this now. But the thing is like, I'm like, are you done? And she goes like this. So she goes done. Or tonight, like I was actually really proud of her. Tonight, I'm like, do you want more? She went, more, please. And that was so cute. And so I gave her more. So that was fine. You want more? You can have more. If you're done, I'd rather save it for later.
For sure.
If you're hungry, I'll give you more of what you eat. I'm not making you 2 meals. That's the thing I won't do. I'm not going to make you 40 different meals. Nope. I will wrap up your food. It'll be in the fridge for when you're hungry. But I'm not making you something, unless you absolutely think it's disgusting. But she's not at the age. My child eats everything at this point. But to me, it forces your kid to overeat later on in life. That leads to binge eating. To me, that's the repercussions and the effects it can have on you long term. I don't know if that's true or not.
there's definitely, if you follow the ripple effect of behavior change influence, it's a very likely path. Now think about the other side of it, the impact it'll have between the relationship of you and your child, because you're going to there's a potential resentment over time, not only on the resentment of like you saying I have to clean my plate, but then think about it this way. If then you say like, hey, I notice eventually you're going to realize you have this habit. Yeah, Gavin, virtual hugs, homie.
Virtual hugs, Gavin. Thank you for following, guys. If you can't click that follow button, it means so much.
We appreciate you guys. And it really leads to eventually you're going to question like, wait, why do I do this? Oh, you told me to clean my plate. And now, and don't get me wrong, there's a sense of ownership we all need to have of our choices, but there is, whether it's your fault or not, it's not your fault necessarily, but it's always your responsibility to deal with the consequences, that's a whole different thing. But why not set your kids up for success in the sense of, and maybe you don't know any better, and that's okay to a certain degree. But nowadays, here's the issue. I say, oh, I didn't know any better. Especially with our parents, maybe, or like nanny and pop, or like my Omi would be like, they didn't have the same kind of exposure to information.
There's so many things, and I realize it now, and I can't even be mad at my parents for certain things. Let's just say
like even Ashley saying, oh yeah, we never make Lena clean her plate. Yeah, like dude, first off, I feel like that would be like she would hate us. And it's just, yeah, anyways, sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's certain things that parents, like, back then didn't have. Remember, they didn't have the internet for us. They couldn't Google something. They couldn't look it up. They couldn't be like, all right, let me do this. And even some people are like, oh, you're too, I don't know what the word would be, liberal about parenting or stuff like that. But again, I'm not going to force my kid and shove food down her throat if she doesn't want it. Unless it's at the point where she is affecting her health.
Malnourished.
Yeah. Malnourished, which my kid, I can guarantee you, my kid is not malnourished. When you take one look at her, you can know she's not malnourished. But then that point, you seek medical advice, and I'm still not going to tell you clean your plate. I'm going to figure out whether I'm feeding her more smaller portions throughout the day. Do I change it from just breakfast, lunch, dinner to like more heavier snacks, apples, peanut butter? What can I get her to gain some weight? Give her Ensure, what was that? Those drinks that make
Ensure, Boost, or do they have a thyroid? You're gonna look to see maybe, because like, dude, here's the thing. Usually when you're young, especially, you haven't been influenced by different behavior patterns, right? So you don't have habits. And you're just like, dude, you're just a sponge, right? You're just like, I'll do whatever. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. It's usually pretty. Now, if there's those signals aren't firing, then there's usually maybe there's something else going on with brain activity wise. Like maybe they're just like down. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but I would speculate brain activity, something's off. Hormonally, something's off. Maybe they're like their protein enzymes are off. Their receptor sites are off. Like something's going on biologically. Usually, it's not like
But now let's take it and flip it. Your kid's eating too much.
Oh.
Now.
What's too much? What's too much?
Or should I say what a parent thinks is like, oh, honey, you're eating too much. Like, slow, like, let me take this food away from you now.
Ooh.
What do we do in that scenario now? Now we're going to completely mind F our children to be like, oh, wow, I need to go. Either one can cause this, I feel like. But now you're like, you're resorting to the fact of they have to hide to eat, or they have to now sneak and eat, or they're binge eating in the closet, or they're hiding snacks, or they're hiding the junk food, or they're hiding this.
Or at school or at a friend's or whatever. They're going elsewhere, right?
Yeah. So I think to me, and again, it's hard. It's very hard because it's also embedded in our brain, because I realize I do it sometimes. And I'll say, okay, I think that's enough. I'll try to make sure I say it in the most, not commutative, what would be the word? I don't know, the most.
Like calm and not judgmental way.
Yeah, there you go, non-judgmental way of like, because my kid will eat. And she'll eat. And she used to eat to the point of puking sometimes. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to feel like I was telling her you're eating too much. And then she's too young to remember it now, but I didn't want her to have a core memory of like, mommy told me I eat too much, type situation, because we all know how that works with some people in our family and how that turned out. That's
no bueno. No bueno.
That doesn't, that does not work. Telling them, hiding the snacks, manipulating them with food. Oh, you only get ice cream if you run around the block 4 times. What? Like, what?
Yeah,
or like, hey, we'll give you ice cream tonight if you clean your room.
Clean up your toys.
Clean up your toys or something. Like that's a little bit more of an innocent thing to go about it. But I literally, and no shade to my mom, but that was like a complete thing with my brother because he played too much video games, and telling him, hey, you can't have this, or you're only eating this if you do X, Y, and Z. You must run on the treadmill for like X amount of time before I give you X, Y, and Z. Like, that is mind effing.
Yeah.
And that's not a dangerous road.
And I think it goes to like, hey, as a parent wanting to help and not knowing what to do, and that's where it's a matter of like,
I don't think she knew how to handle it.
Right, and even if you do, like, then there's also a sense of control that comes into it too. Like, all right, I know I have a sense of control with this
I'm the
thing.
parent. You must listen to me as well.
Yeah.
You do as I say. That doesn't work either.
Hold on. Ashley's just putting something in the chat. Says, you know what's cool? Sometimes with Lena's lunch, I put a little chocolate, and some days she doesn't even touch it. Or, yeah, dude, what's interesting about Lena, like when she goes to school, she polishes her lunch off sometimes, but then sometimes it comes back like half eaten, or she didn't really touch it. Like I'm curious to see over the next like 10 years how her appetite either shifts or stays the same, or like the dynamic at play there. And I think even going back to like, let's say you're taking that away, going back to the control point, there's a sense of control. There's also a sense of like, yes, wanting what's best for your child and that component of it. But then I think ultimately it's just such a slippery slope, right? Because, and even going to the other side, like let's say, hey, you cleaned up your room, here's a treat. Even that, like, so with Ash and I, like I try personally not to leverage any behavior enforcement with food. Food is food. Food is fuel. Food is also enjoyable. Like, but like, I'm not going to use food, or I try not to. Sometimes I'll be honest with you guys. Sometimes.
Yes, it happens. I'm not saying we're the perfect parents if we don't do that. Don't get me wrong. I try, and Logan again starts throwing one thing, and tell me if you think this is something I should or shouldn't do. I don't know if this is coming from a psychological point. That, and again, guys, real quick, just on a quick break, guys, we are here for you guys. We are giving you our opinions. Nothing of this is medical advice. Okay, this is just educational,
not advice.
Our knowledge from experience. So just letting you guys
not doctors.
We are not doctors by any means. Mike is a certified professional in the health field, but he is not a doctor, just FYI. Certified coach, trainer, all that good stuff. And when it comes to fitness and nutrition, so he is certified in that realm. I am just a mom.
Hey, why do you word it like that? Why do you say just a mom? Do you notice that?
I mean, like, I don't have a medical, like, I don't have any like certification in nutritionist or anything like that. My certifications is real life momming. So
here's what I think is interesting about real life momming. Real life momming is one of the strongest qualifications of insight on so many different things. Like if you,
of course, I just didn't want to compare.
No, I know.
In the sense of like, if someone's like, oh, how do you know all this? Like, I'm more of the experience. If you physically went to school for like the health aspect of it, I can't.
Dude, in my opinion, school's kind of garbage. I don't want to hate on school. That's not a fair thing to say, but it will. Like saying what a textbooks will tell us and then looking at real world applications are and I'm more so like, I appreciate also establishing that variable and that insight. I think that's important. I just always like to highlight that point of like, it's interesting to see the experience. And I just want to like, I also think it's just like, I'm not saying like for a medical reason, like definitely disclaimer, hey, like we're not giving medical advice, but like moms that like, and you know this, right? Like how much research do you do? Like how much time would you say you spend consuming content that is for a benefit to either your parenting or like Logan or relationship? Like think of how much you consume just for that.
Can I tell you when it came to Logan getting her to sleep through the night, how much research? That should be another topic. Write it down, Mike. Getting your kids to sleep.
Dude, that's a great topipic. Yeah,
I know you. I want to say you guys effed up, but like, you know,
time.
No, not even. Every kid's different. You can't even say that. But I will say, letting your kids sleep in the bed for up to a certain age does affect it.
For sure.
I was very, very, not to go on a tangent about that, because hold on, we will pause. What I was trying to go off of too, guys. All of our opinions are our own on everything we're telling you guys. Also, we have products in the carousel below. Everything that we are highlighting is what we're using for this podcast. When we talk live in this podcast, we're not pushing the items on you. Ooh, excuse me. We are just here to talk about the topics, talk to you guys in the chat. Do not be shy. We want you to interact with us. So guys, say hello, give us your opinions on what we're talking about. We're going to highlight things as we go through this, everything we're using here in our studios. Mike's garage, my office. We got the ring lights.
Studio.
I got my laptop that I use here. Everything from my mouse, and then things that I love from like the mason jars I'm drinking from. And so
those are clutch.
Yeah. So if you see us casually highlighting the items down below, it's anything we have that is somewhat related to the podcast. But again, we try to keep the podcast related to the topic and not too much product forward. But we got to slide them in there somehow. It is Amazon.
Right.
But with that being said, and of course, I keep staring at this one apple. I have to take a bite. So now, Mike, go ahead, continue.
Dude, I'm just looking. Ashley dropped the message. Check this out. She would say this. But I don't know. I didn't check the references. Kids who bed share grow up to be more confident and independent later in life. Talking about doing research. Boom, independent. What do you mean independent research? Like you look that up?
No, you mean they'll be independent, you nummy.
Oh, is that a website? I don't even know. What's that?
No, I'm saying the kids will be more independent.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that's like a website she's referencing. Yeah, I know you're right.
I'm not ishing on you or
totally.
The kids sleeping in the bed or anything like that. I was very adamant for my own sanity of that. I couldn't let that happen to myself. I'm not patient. Ashley has the patience of an effing saint because the things that Ashley has patience for, no offense, you, Mike, alone, wow. I would kill you, Mike, for half the things that you do. No offense.
Dude, we got to talk about what I said today.
What did you say?
So I won't go into the full extent of the conversation, but Ashley expressed an insecurity that she has just in general from her own self. And I was like, dude, I could do said insecurity right now. Because I'm going to Vegas, right? So she's insecure about Vegas, the environment, right? That's probably an anxious thing for a dude. I'm like, hey, you can come. I invited her and the kids, in the back of her mind. What?
Wait, she's really that way?
Yeah, dude, for reals.
Ashley.
And she knows, rationally, she knows it's just an irrational, based on past experiences and things in other relationships and other things. And honestly, I maybe share too much as far as my interests or stuff. I don't know. Whatever. We don't have to get into that here. We'll talk about that with Anna. Maybe that's another conversation. But the point is, I was like, dude, I could, if I wanted to cheat on you, I could cheat on you right here. I don't have to go to another state, man. I realized in hindsight, I shouldn't have. Maybe that wasn't the kindest way of wording. So my point of saying all that is Ashley's such a saint in the sense of she deals with some of even the dumb stuff I say like that. Or she thinks I'm gonna die. That's another one she just said.
She says I think I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think my biggest.
She goes, yeah, shut up. Oh, yeah. Wow. Shut it down, Mike. I'm like, all right, I went too far.
Well, the thing is, one, that are not saying anything bad, but that surprises me. I see Ashley as the most patient, confident person ever. But we all have our insecurities. It's crazy. And now we're going on to another topic, but I'm even embarrassed to say this, that, okay, the only time I got really jealous and not the only time, but one of the main times I got jealous and insecure, me and Josh know each other's passcodes. I think I've looked at Josh's phone literally, kid you not, asked my husband 5 times in our whole relationship. And that one, a few times in the beginning when we were first dating because I was curious. And then I happened to be on Instagram and I was following this influencer, right? This really big influencer on social media, and we both watch her from Love and Hip Hop, right? And I go through the photos, I'm scrolling through her because I love her, right? She's one of my favorite people. And who do I see liking every butt photo? My husband. I
mean,
yeah. But no. For some reason, my insecurities spiraled. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So now I'm going through her entire page. And this backdates until a year prior to, and he was liking all of her photos, and I'm like, what the hell? I don't know why. The chances of him meeting her are -3%. That's the chances. But I, for some reason, spiraled, and I woke him up, and then, kid you not, I asked Josh. I woke him up mid-sleep at 2:00 in the morning. So I was doing this at 2:00 in the morning. Went to him crying. saying like, "Are you not into me? Are you into like this? Is this what you want?" And blah blah blah. He's like, "What is wrong with you?" Like, not that he didn't say it like that. He's like, "Are you like what's wrong?" Because like for you to get jealous over an influencer that like, and now for some reason I don't know. I don't remember if I was pregnant. This happened when I was pregnant or not. So it might have been the hormone.
That would make sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
But I freaked out and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know why, but I'm just feeling really insecure about this and da 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 da. But and that
my feelings.
And I think he commented something. I think he commented like smiley faces on one of her photos, so that really threw it off the edge. I think that's what like hit the tipping point. And then I think I saw a few different influencers that he followed. But then and now I remember what really set the tipping point is that one of the girls who was quote unquote an influencer is someone he made music with a while ago. And that made me nervous. So he knew her personally. So that if he wanted to slide into her DMs, he could.
Right.
But
that's where you have to have, in my opinion, three things in any relationship, right? What do you think the three things are in my opinion? Let's see if we can play a guessing game. Also, dude, some crazy stuff's popping off in the chat. Shout out to Coralie. She's pregnant again. Congratulations.
Didn't you just have a baby?
That's what I thought. I was like, didn't you have a baby like a month ago? She goes, no, it was like 2 months ago in late December. But I was like, still, that's like, congratulations. That's like still super quick turnaround, man. And,
oh my
exciting.
God, we're gonna have Irish twins. That is, oh my God, that is crazy, girl. Wait, do you have twins too?
Yeah, wait. Hopefully, no, it's a boy. All I have are 4 girls. Yeah, were they twins? That's actually a good question. Were they twins? Hold on, let's listen.
Wasn't she the one who was pregnant with twins? Who had twins? Jessica Lewis, thank you for the follow. Virtual hugs. Thank you guys.
That's a good question. I'm gonna ask. And then virtual
sorry for like the judgmental eyes for a second. I was like, oh my God. I just think of myself. I put myself in that scenario. You obviously like having kids. No, one and done type.
Gina's ready to be done. She's like, shut it down.
Part of me like would think like maybe if I'm fully mentally healed from it, like in like 2 years from now. But by 2 years from now, Josh is like 42, close to 45. He's like, nah, bro, nah.
Yeah, but you could be 70 and have a kid if you're a guy. Like, there's not really I mean, I understand why you wouldn't because
by myself, like, and that, or like I'm gonna have someone else raise my kids because I'm gonna, you know what I mean. But either way, he's just like, I can't physically handle it. Like, I'm already feeling tired. As much as we work, we couldn't do it. No, it would just be a no-go. What'd you say?
Sorry, I'm just like reading the chat. Because also, Erin, I didn't realize you had, maybe I didn't know this, that you had a second baby and they're 13 months apart. Because Erin's just saying like, oh, congrats. Ashley's saying, oh, congrats. That's exciting. And then like, hold on, I got to do the math.
Then I'm here like, holy shit.
Yeah, like how many months are the girls?
I'm like, holy crap.
The girl made it. Jackson, the boy did not. Oh man, right.
What happened?
She said yes, but the girl made it. Jackson, the boy did not. And I just like I feel really bad now that right. So I'm sorry, Cole. Yeah, that was not.
I don't think we knew that though. So like, I'm sorry.
Maybe even if we did or didn't, it doesn't matter. Like, it's still like virtual hugs. All the love to you, homie. And like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's one of those situations. This is something also I'll share with you guys that I learned in like health coaching is like sometimes when like, let's say something in a conversation comes up and you're like, dude, I did not see that coming or anything like that. And you're just like, honestly, I have nothing that I can say that'll make this feel better. So no, I'm just sending you love and like positive thoughts, but like, there's nothing I can do to like make you feel better. Like, nothing obviously I can do, but like, I'm here, you know?
110%. No, I agree. And we are here for you. You want to talk about it, not talk about it. You know, I had family members who that happened to. And Kim.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Kim. Virtual hugs to you, homie.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about it, we're here. If not, all the love.
Yeah, yeah. And then Ashley's like, she could tell I was trying to do the math before, and then we got distracted on how many months apart the girls are. She's like, they're 20. I didn't even, because off the top of my head, I don't know how many months apart they are, like 20 months. Even when people ask like how old are them, I'm like, all right, so they're like, I know like 3 and 2, or Tess is about to be 2, but I don't do like, all right, she's 23 months. Like, you know, I don't do that kind of math.
Well, they're like 2 years apart.
Yeah.
Almost 2 years apart.
Yeah.
That's don't they say it takes a full 18 months for a woman's body to heal from one birth?
I don't know what the exact timeline is, but it definitely takes time.
I feel like Ashley told me that. I feel like Ashley knows the answer to this because I think
that's another one. Mom insight.
I was gonna say, I think to fully heal, they say you should wait till your body's fully healed, but no one ever does. everyone, like, you know how many people have, I think also too, people like are under the perception of that when you're breastfeeding that you can't get pregnant. That is a lie.
Oh yeah.
What are you looking at, Mike? You look like you're focused and hard.
Yeah, I was just like reading the messages. So she's just saying, yeah, I didn't share that with you guys. She thought it was like too soon to mention it. I was like, yeah, no, of course, it's like totally 100%. Up to you. Like you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think she spoke about it.
Yeah, and we're just here, like, again, guys, like, there's never a judgment. We're just here, like, if you ever do want to share things, like, never feel like you have to share stuff, but you can always bring stuff here and share it.
Thank you for trusting us as well to share. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, this is sorry, I just get excited. I'm like cutting you off, like everything.
No, you're fine. All I'm saying is that, like, for the fact for someone to trust us with that information, especially here on Amazon Live, we appreciate you. I know that we feel the same way back, and we're here for you and everything like that. So all the love and everything like that, and thank you for sharing your experiences with us.
Yeah, and then it goes back to me to the community. And Erin says too in the chat, she's like, yes, Gina, at least 18 months.
Okay, I feel like I remember there was an 18-month mark. They say that your body fully heals. So I guess Logan just turned 18 months February 28th. My body somewhat healed. Yay! My hormones back.
You mentioned another thing. I think it's a really interesting way to put it. What about the mental side of healing? Like that's it. We don't have to maybe get too far into this, but
I don't think there's ever like a cap on that.
No, I don't mean that, but I mean like, do you have like what you think you're looking to feel like, or you're like, I'll just know it when I feel it? Like, what is that like being healed mean to you? You know?
Healed physically? I mean, as far as hormones, as far as your body,
I mean, mentally. Talk to me about mentally.
Mentally, to me, is not feeling like crap all the time. And not feeling like super sad or happy 1 minute, sad another. You know, the rage, the postpartum anxiety, you know, but again, the anxiety part I don't think is ever going to go away for me. But the rage was another thing that I'm actually a lot better with than I was before. But I think it's just having that overall good feeling, like the sense of that you feel good about yourself, not even just like physically looking at yourself, just overall not feeling like a bag of doo-doo every day. Like sometimes that happens when you're a mom because you're so tired, you know, all the hormones, your boobs are leaking, you know, it happens sometimes, especially if you're breastfeeding, all this stuff. So
when a baby cries, right? Like
I don't know if that's true. I've
seen it happen. Like I've genuinely seen it happen. Or here's another cool one. I mean, I forgot to mention this. Ashley's been at the bakery when we were at our old house. It was like less than a mile. It was 0.7 miles away. She would text me. She goes, "Hey, Lena's hungry." I'm like, "What? How do you know this?" And then like maybe in a couple minutes she would start crying, and then she was hungry. Like I would feed her. I was like, "How did you know that?" She goes, "Like my boobs would tingle and I could just kind of like feel it." I'm like, what? That was like spidey sense.
I think what it more is that from the last time she fed, she was empty, and now she's filling up again. So once she hits that fill point,
the timer.
It's like a timer. Like, okay, we're ready to empty out again and go feed. So fun fact, guys. We went from your
body and clean your food, or clean your plate
to
pregnancies and and then, hey, dude, this is the whole fun of it, right? Like we can kind of just bounce around and chat and do all that fun stuff and be able to just kind of go with it. What you guys are on the chat too. So if you have questions you want to dig into or share stories about, like, you know, that's the one thing that even like Ashley said, like, you know, we don't make her. We'll just say, hey, here's the big difference especially with Lena. I'm like, here, Lena, I try and explain to her, even at this age, I'm like, hear me out. This is what we're trying to do. You know how sometimes she'll say like if her tummy hurts or something like that, I'm like, well, it's either because sometimes we'll let her have too much sugar. Like on Halloween, we're like, all right, dude, you're gonna have like more than you'd normally have, but we also will slightly cap it, because then I'll let her kind of feel a tummy ache a little bit. I'm like, hey, you know how your tummy feels like that? If you eat more of this, your tummy is going to continue to feel this way. So now I'm gonna let you make an educated decision. Do you want to continue to eat that and feel this way? And if she decides, I let her do it. But I would only let that go so far, honestly. Like even with Tessa, you know, like they're gonna have their own thresholds. Hold on, and then so my second pregnancy was a lot harder, physically and mentally. So yeah, Erin, I wonder, like, what do you guys think about what does feeling mentally like recovered or healthy postpartum and like with pregnancy giving birth and just motherhood in general feel like. And then hold on, there's another one. I'll be right back a sec. Yeah, no worries, Corley. And then I was thinking today how insurance, hold on. This is like a long one. I have to read it from my screen here. How insurance should cover tummy tucks since society expects women to bounce back and look hot no matter what. But if they did, then they wouldn't buy all the crap to make us look hot, and then capitalism would fail and men wouldn't be able to keep us down and F the patriarchy. Like, dude, Ashley's going in hard on the patriarchy.
Yes, Ashley.
She's going in hard, bro.
No, I agree too. There's people who can sit on their couch all day long and do nothing but play video games and get a free weight loss surgery and tummy tuck. But we push out babies out of hoo-ha and become moms, and they're just like too effing bad. You know, you got to work your be-alls off to get back into shape.
Yeah. Oh, and guess who dropped in the chat? Yeah, Melody. Shout out to Melody, another influence here on Amazon. Melody, if you want to drop your Amazon stuff, your YouTube,
drop it down below.
You know, make sure you're following. I'm sure you guys are already following her, but in case you're not, give her a follow.
I'm looking at myself in on the screen. I'm like, I got the whole like hipster look going on right now. I've got the baggy T-shirt, which shout out to Otis's brand. But I realized the big T-shirt on, I got my necklace, got the messy bun.
The hair.
I look like I'm straight out of Williamsburg right now. Like this is like, I feel like what Williamsburg looks like on a Tuesday night.
Dude, this is what I feel like. I describe Asheville as kind of like a Brooklyn-esque mix with like upstate New York mix. It's like a weird combo vibe. So you get like hipsters, but you also get like country, and like it's very interesting. It's an interesting like mixture of people.
What was I doing? I was on the phone, or after every Tuesday, after I'm done moderating Anna's live, we get on a FaceTime call and just like recap, talk, whatever. And they all like said like something with us. Like they all have a little bit of a Southern accent. Like Anna does more so. I feel like.
That's hilarious.
And so I think I said like bye y'all, and they all looked at me like what the frick was that? They're like no, and I'm like y'all like
yeah, like what? I can't say that. Yeah.
You know, it was just funny. I was like, well, me and my New York behind are out. It was just funny. And I catch myself and I don't mean to do it like I feel like I'm almost being insulting, but I'm trying not to be. It just comes out like where I'm like, okay, bye y'all. Like because it's just I hear them say it and I copy it. I'm just like, oh my god,
for sure.
Worst Southern person ever. That to me, that's the Southern accent.
I mean, and here's what's interesting too, what I've learned from being in the Carolinas and then traveling even more, being around different like Tennessee and South Carolina versus North Carolina versus even like Florida, like different regions, right? Even in the South, are gonna have different aspects of that slang. Like I even think of it as like even New York will be, you can like kind of break it up into like certain ways, like Long Island
and someone from the Bronx, you're gonna have and someone from Staten Island, you're gonna have three really different accents. I'll never forget when I went to Vegas. I worked in Vegas for that EDC when I worked that one time.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking to the people sitting next to me, and they're like, "You're from New York." I'm like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" They're like, "We could just tell by the way you're talking that you're from New York." I'm like,
cool.
I guess so.
Dude, speaking of which, hold on. Melody says she has a story here. Let's check this out. So story. We live in Georgia. Talking about her, I'm assuming. My son was 5, or maybe at the time, maybe you've moved since. He came home and needed to do his homework. Homework was to spell the word all. He says, y'all, children need to line up. Oh, well, I was like, no, that's not it really. That's not really a word. Well, down in Georgia, it is. Even I say it. I was like, yeah, dude, no, I totally like, I've definitely adapted that since being down here. I say y'all instead of like bye guys, like later guys. Like and that's one thing I noticed in New York. I would say guys, even when I was talking to girls, or like I just call like bye guys, like you know what I mean? Like yeah, exactly. Or like call everyone dude. Like my mom hates that, by the way. Like she hates it when I'm like, or bro. I'm like, mom, bro, like dude, come on, yeah. And she hates it. She goes, I'm not your dude and I'm not your bro. And I'm like, I can understand if it's like a respecting, you know, like I'm respecting you, but like, I'm like, mom, we're just talking now. Like, we're not even fighting. We're like, I'm just, you know what I mean?
Sonia, I think it was Sonia, my sister-in-law sent me a TikTok. It was like, they don't prepare you to go from, I think it was mom, mama, mommy to dude. They don't prepare you. They don't prepare you for that transition. So that hit the nail on the head. Like, dude, like,
Yeah,
I wonder
100%.
if dude is still going to be the word by the time they're like, like it changes, like,
Yeah, it'll swap.
Dude, mom, or like, I don't know what the
my G. I don't know.
Oh my God, people who said that like back in the day. I don't know. There was a million and one phrases. My guy.
My guy. Yeah.
What's up, my guy?
I even say homie still. Like, I'll still drop homie. I say dude and bro constantly. Yeah, see, Aaron gets it. You get it. Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. But so wait, so one thing I wanted to kind of circle back to, G. I want to kind of circle back to something here.
Bring it back to the topic that we originally started with.
Bringing it full circle. Is, so we look at like the idea of clean your plate, and then the body relationship is, and I think that, like your relationship with your body ties in nicely, or it ties in well with this idea of like pregnancy too, right? So like, and Ashley touched on it, and I kind of wanted to bring it back. Ooh, what's that?
I was just moving it out of the way. It was in the way for me. It was bothering me.
Oh, I thought you were like displaying it. I realized now you're just trying not to knock it over or drop it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I wasn't trying to like knock it in the way. But go ahead.
And then, yeah. So I'm just reading the chat. So I say you guys, but then realize, wait, I'm talking to girls. Sometimes, I do that all the time, Melody. And then Aaron's my husband gets so mad when I call him bro. I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but so bring it full circle, the dynamic of like relationship. So like, I think there's an interesting concept there of like, even to Corley, you mentioned like get back to like this thing and like what if we just no matter what, and then is that for a second I thought that said Ginyu, like Captain Ginyu Force from Dragon Ball Z, and I got really excited, but I think that's Jinu or Jinyu. Sorry if I'm butchering that wrong. But virtual huggies, homie, or homet, whichever, or they, whatever you identify as, virtual hugs. But the point is like, this is the hard way. It's easy to say, right? It's easy to say like, hey, just be confident in your body no matter what you look like. And this is, we've talked about this kind of in the idea of like, it's also, I was talking to a client about this before, and he's from Germany. And like, Germany has a very like, at least from my experience with Germans and my culture of it is like, they're like, cut the shit, man. Like, let's just get to it. We ain't got time for all this like fluff and BS, like taking care and coddling your feelings. And not that they're not loving and caring and they care about people, but like, cut the crap. And with that being said, it's like, yes, we should feel good about our body, but also there's a point where like, hey, we should take care of our health, but also acknowledging, hey, if you're doing everything healthy and maybe the way your body is holding on to fat, or yeah, Aaron, virtual hugs to you too, homie, is, we want to make adjustments there, but if you're doing everything you can and like accept, like Ashley's like, oh, I'm gonna accept my mom pouch. I'm like Ashley, I see you, like, dude, you're a healthy person. She's getting more into working out. She's getting that routine. She eats good food.
Ashley.
Yeah, she gets, dude. This is the one thing I'm gonna throw Ashley under the bus right now. This is what I do for a living, right? Like, fun fact, Ashley pays for other like programs and stuff. And I also get it. Like, sometimes just different perspective. You don't have to listen to me. Like, I would probably have to like pay her to go to another trainer or coach for her to like work with one, because I don't know if it would work with me. But point being, she bought this, like, I don't know what to call it. I'm sure it's even on Amazon. I have to check. It's like a butt exercise machine. And it's literally like, to me, it's like a waste of $200. Not a waste. Like and here's the thing. This is what I will say.
I remember she sent me this and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. I pay for the gym. Yeah. Also, here's another thing. We pay for a gym membership that I never go to because Ashley wants a gym membership. And I just happen to get an extra, like, you get a password to go to the Y, but like, not like another trainer. No, but I know I'm saying though, Ash, if you were going to work out with a trainer, it would probably not be with me. It would be like, I would have to pay for you to go work out with a trainer, because I don't think it would be like realistic for, no, it's pelvic floor, the DB method. That's the name of the piece of equipment, the DB method. That's whatever. Right. But, and here's the thing I'll highlight though. I don't even care, because if it's like, she'll go on there and she'll bang out 5-10 minutes, getting some movement, just ran like a couple times throughout the day. Okay. The girls see her do it. They start to play with the piece of equipment now. Like, I see Lena going on there. Really? She starts like trying to like work out and do stuff. So it's like, I think if you were like, hey, if it's going to like psychologically make you want to do it, go for it. Even if I think it's dumb on a like engineering perspective, or like, dude, you could just literally do the same exercise you're doing here and do it like on the couch, or like do it in the gym that I built. I spent thousands of dollars here. Like, we could just do it here. But, and Aaron's, I always send the people's results. Hold on. No, the DB method machine, I want that. And Aaron's, I always send you the I know, I want it bad. Yeah, I mean, listen, if it gets you to do it, I'm all for that. And then, what's up? Is that Roblox Boxer fan? What's up? What's up?
I just saw an ant crawl across my table, and there's a third one I
Oh,
saw in here today, and
did you leave food?
I'm freaking out. I don't think I did. I just that's what you saw me looking down for. I looked at my garbage. I'm like, I don't think I left anything out, and I'm freaking out now. Now I'm looking at like where the hell are they coming from, because there's only 2 windows in this room. Where are they coming from? Are
there any cracks in the floor of the walls? Like there could be like a little like thing that they could just creep in through, in through the walls and stuff. Then again, I don't know. I'm not an exterminator.
I'm freaking out, man. I don't do well with bugs and ants, okay? We had a little bit of an ant problem downstairs, and for some reason, my good old contractor didn't make the floorboards flush against the floor. There is a little bit of a gap. Good. So if the Annies wanted to come in, they're coming in now. I'm very upset, but anyway.
Sorry, I'll take it piece by piece. And then even to Ashley's point, she's like, I do it while watching TV for like 10 minutes a day. That's all you need. I'm like, yeah, dude, like that's, especially if it fits into your life. And then going back to this idea of like, I also do the weighted hula hoop, but I forgot about it lately. I got to do that tomorrow. Yeah, the weighted hula hoop, that thing's legit too, man. So
do you think that's really work? I have one.
Dude, yeah, dude. That's, if anything, I would put way more.
It's a thing that like it's a belt that goes around your waist, and there's like a thing that flies around it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It was on TikTok. Exactly. So the reason I say yes is because if it gets you moving, great. Okay. You're gonna break calories. Also, here's the thing: because it's got a weighted component to it, it's the force being applied. It causes your body to have to fire the muscles to compensate and basically autocorrect with your core and adjust so that your spine doesn't get like snapped over, right? So by constantly doing that, I mean, that's part of it, yeah. So like think about it. It's also just for like moving and kind of just the fun of it. But if the weight's circling around, it's going to the right, you have to be able to not only counterbalance by going to the left to hit the hoop, but you also have to be able to use enough muscular strength so that when it hits, it doesn't just like snap you over, which is like, it's not that much force. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if you had no musculature there, when it would hit your hip, so like the hula hoop swinging, right, it goes around this way. The other side of the hoop hits your hip because you're going to crack back into it to bring it back around. By doing that, you have to fire up your obliques on the counter side. So it's a counterbalancing component, and the ab engagement, the core engagement, there's a component to it. Now, is it the same as like if you're doing a plank? No. But it is something that you can use from a functional perspective that will have a benefit. And then, yeah, Coralie, welcome back.
I think they claim that like a half hour of it is equivalent to like running 5 miles or 3 miles or something like that.
I don't know about that particular. I would want to check the calories. Like I could see it, dude, because I've done it and I would track my heart rate. If you're going at a good pace, like you can definitely burn some calories. Like you can get your heart rate up. Yeah. Is it the
I'm imagining me just doing it and Logan walking by and
smack, bro, dude, this is what I will say. I didn't latch it right the first time I used it when I was testing it out, because it has these 2 like magnetic latches that locks it in. I didn't do that on one, and it came and it popped and it exploded, and Lena and Tessa were in the room, and the thing went flying across the room. It was like, it didn't hit anyone, thankfully, but like, bro, it could have been so bad.
That's effing hilarious. No, because that's all I imagine. It's like, not that I want to capture, but one of those. You ever see those videos where like the mom turns around too fast and like just knocks the kid across the room, and they're like, no. What are they saying in the chat, Mike?
So Ashley's like, oh, I want that food sensitivity test that I've highlighted right now because I have that for like. Just for random things. And I'm like, yeah, especially because we're not in New York or Jersey, we can actually get it. So I'm like, we'll definitely get that. We're also working with Dr. Eric on doing some blood work, diagnostic, and panel stuff. I'll see if like we can get some stuff for Ashley as well. No, I don't do it with the kids awake. What you mean? The hula hoop? Yeah, Ashley's like, this is the difference between I think me and her. She's way more cognizant of those variables, or like more mindful, and like I'm more liberal when it comes to that stuff. I'm like, bro, I let the kids go on the Rogue Echo bike, and like I'm right there, but like I let them climb on the bike, and I'm like, all right, if you're gonna bang your shin, you're gonna bang your shin. You're gonna find out. I'm obviously not gonna let them endanger themselves, but I'm gonna let them kind of do certain things that I think Ashley might find a little bit more anxiety-inducing, or even I don't know. I don't have another good example, but
Josh are different. That like he was freaking out because Logan started standing. You know that foam thing I got her, the foam climbing thing. Like it has steps, whatever. It's on it's on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And I just posted in like things you must that you didn't know you
needed. Yeah. I saw. Yeah. That was a good video, by the way. What's up, Bottle and Few? Yeah.
So well, anyway, she started climbing and standing on it and kind of like jumping on it, but she's not really jumping on it. And he's like, "We got to remove it. You know, she's gonna fall and crack her head open." I'm like, "We have a foam floor mat. Like she's gonna be fine if she falls off it." No, like I'm like, okay, so then move it. I don't know what you want me to do. Like then move it. He's more anxious of where I'm like, all right, like that's why like the weird things that like what don't like freak me out as much. Where I'm more like, all right, we have a slide in the playroom now, and he's like, you got to stand there with her while she does it. I'm like, where's she going? She's climbing up a 3-step slide. Like, what's gonna happen? She could fall off.
My front flip.
Well, she like now she's learned she could stand on the top of it. So that's the thing.
Yeah, you get the wobbles.
Yeah, so that's like in that defense, yes. But otherwise, besides that, and the funny thing is, I went live from the playroom the other day, and I forgot to take off her sock shoes, which have a rubber sole.
Oh, yeah.
She went down and the socks and she went and I grabbed her like this by the back of the shirt and she's literally like, and I'm holding her and we were live and I'm like, that would have been so bad if she face planted right into the floor or to the slide and I caught her just in time. I'm like, this slide is great, and then
boom. Don't do this. Learn from my experience.
Take their shoes off. Don't let them slide down with rubber soles. So fun. That was fun.
Yeah, that's yeah. So dude, not to make you anxious, but like a client called me before and their kid was sleeping on their bunk bed and like rolled off and like smashed their face and they just had to go to the ICU. Not just the ER, but the intensive care unit. Like that's not good. Like I think they have a brain bleed or something. Like something's like, I'm like actually genuine, like not to dampen the mood, but I'm just like sending her some love and like.
Wait, how old was the kid?
I want to say between like 3 and 5.
I think that's a little young for a bunk bed.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, no
so maybe like 5 and 7. Definitely, I think they're under 10. Actually, I don't know. That's a good point. I want to say
Tess is turning 2 or going to be 2 in like what, a couple like.
Lena's 3.
Okay, so would you trust your child to sleep, Lena, on a top bunk? Absolutely, Mike. Don't even think about that.
No. we had like a bunk bed kind of setup at one point, and we would let her climb onto it, and I would climb with her.
Trust her,
right? Yeah, we would let her sleep on there. I wouldn't let her nap on there either. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to like. I'm not. I don't know how old the kid was.
Just either way.
Yeah, definitely not. But it just makes because I don't know what made me kind of like think about that. That's horrible. They say 6 for a bed. Yeah, maybe they were like 7. I don't know. That lofted bed. Exactly, Ash. Which either way, I'm just like, it's going to be okay. Like, that's the, I don't want to say cool, but the interesting thing about kids, they're super durable, man. Like kids are crazy durable.
They're durable. Like, they're not durable though.
That's 100%. And they definitely don't want to stretch those limits. But and also with technology and stuff, like her kid's going to be okay. I'm just going to put that out there because I obviously want that to be the case, you know? But yeah, just like, also it just goes into like all these different dynamics. But anyways, I want to bring it back to like this idea of being comfortable in our body, man. Like what makes
the whole topic of tonight, guys, again, was your body, your relationship with your body, what parents can say and do that affected it early on. We said, clean your plate was one of them.
Yeah.
Agree with that can definitely lead to some, but then also he's saying, you know, you don't want to take their plate away from them either, and like kind of feel like they have to like shove the food in their mouth before taking it. And I think that's what Logan was doing in the beginning. Is like she would like,
yeah, because it's so good. Like, you're like, I want it.
Slow down, and I would take it away from her, and I think she would go even faster. So I was like, I kind of just let her rock with it, but go ahead.
Just be there and ready. No. I was just going to say, so hold on, Corley. So I'm letting my daughter wear crop tops and letting her listen to the music. And now she has told me about her boyfriend, and he's actually really nice and loves our family. Oh, that's adorable.
I'm so glad. Awesome. Yeah. I think it's all about that.
That's awesome.
How old was she again, Corley? Oh, that's right. That was you who were talking
I want to say It was, dude, because our older daughter, I want to say is like 17. So I want to say this one might be like 13 to 15, or maybe it's like 17 to 20 is our older, and then like 13 to 15 is the second. Dang it. Why can't I remember?
Building that communication where you can express like, hey, maybe you could wear a crop top, but not the one that comes right under your tatas, and maybe the one that's like just above your belly button or at your belly button. Why do you want to wear it? You know, it all depends on the kid. I think we had this whole discussion. But
16, yeah, she said 16. Okay.
Okay, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That means she's starting to trust you. That means she's trying to build a relationship with you. So that's really great, and I'm so happy to hear that.
And then maybe it gives you confidence in her selection of partners or like people to be in a relationship with, especially if he's like a good guy or like you feel good about him and he likes your family. Then maybe it like I was like, all right, we can trust her judgment a little bit more. Or I'm not saying you don't trust her judgment, but like I think
everyone has that one boyfriend, no matter how good of a judgment you have. That I feel. This is my personal opinion.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry, I confused it. So the oldest is 16, she is 14. But even either way, still.
Either way, 14. The fact that your 14-year-old's coming to you with, you know how many boyfriends I try to hide from my parents at that time because I didn't feel like I could have that conversation with them because I would feel like they were judging me or they wouldn't approve, which they didn't approve and they shouldn't approve because those guys were jerk offs. But either way, probably if I didn't have to feel like I had to run and hide from them and they would like
and sneak out and like
yeah, I think that was more
hiding in Nathan's bathroom. No, I'm just kidding.
100%. But that was also me that wasn't even for a boyfriend.
That was just the difference. That was just you hanging out.
Well, yeah, and that was that goes back to let's bring it around town.
Dude, all the way around.
Let's bring it around town that my parents gave me a 7 p.m. curfew all the way from 6th grade probably till the end of high school. So
wait, I think really? I didn't know till like high school. Even still, think about being a freshman in high school and you have to be home by 7.
Yeah, I don't think my curfew started letting up until like maybe a senior, and like I had a bag and this and that, but then their answer is, well, look at what you were doing. This is why we had a 7 p.m. curfew. But if maybe you let that leash loose a little bit, and then I would have been like, all right, my parents gave me to 10 p.m. I'll come home at this time, blah, blah, blah. My parents had a very tight rein, which nothing's wrong with it. Again, they did the best of their abilities, knowing what they could at that time, how they were raised, how everything was, and you're scared of your daughter. I'm scared too. I don't know how I'm going to react, but I had to trust my gut feeling and trusting my daughter. Again, if she's in knock on wood, an a-hole, at that age, I'm going to pull the reins a little bit back too. But again, back to the story was that my friends were hanging out at Nathan's and I wanted to go hang out and I wanted to go to.
Wait, does everyone know what Nathan's is, by the way? Do you think everyone knows Nathan's, right? It's a pretty.
Nathan's is.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Does everyone know what Nathan's is? Like a Nathan's? Like that sells hot dogs? Nathan's hot dogs?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm curious. Like they sponsored the like hot dog eating contest. What?
Is that a New York thing?
It's originated in New York, and then because there's no Nathan's here.
Yeah, but you know what? Nathan's hot dog, they have to have them in the supermarket, no?
I don't know. I don't look in the hot dog section, so like I don't know. I'm sure they do because they're like, no, I don't like hot dogs. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I like hot dogs from time to time. I like more like sausages and bratwurst and like chicken sausage and shit like that.
Anyway, for those of you who may not know what a Nathan's is, we have one. We have them all over, or used to have them all over Long Island, and the one by my house was like an arcade where kids hung out. So I was probably 8th grade, and a boy I had a crush on was hanging out there with his friends and stuff like that, and they invited me, and they were in high school. And 1, my parents said it was too late. 2, they weren't letting me go without parent supervision. 3, they just said no. They're like, not happening, bro. So what did I do? Bro. I left a note and said, I'm taking my bike, snuck out, and said, I'm not coming back, which I was a little bit dramatic. I would have came back. And I wrote, do not look for me. I literally wrote, don't look for me.
Don't try to come and find me.
Like as if that would be convincing enough.
Like, oh, okay. Well, now you said that, so I'm definitely not going to
let you go, Gina. So they kept calling my phone, wasn't answering. And where's all the 2 places in the world I could be that they knew my friends were? Nathan's or the high school?
McDonald's, maybe? What about the Mickey D's or 7-Eleven, the Sevs by you? Like, would anyone hang out at the Sevs?
No one would hang out there. You know why we hung out at Nathan's? Because we had friends who worked at Nathan's, so they wouldn't kick us out.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's a good move.
Anyway, long story short, I kept telling my friends, can we leave? Because I know my parents are going to come looking for me. Long story short, they came looking for me. I ran in the bathroom as if like they wouldn't look there or something.
Like, I'm safe here.
I literally held onto the door and screamed and made a scene in Nathan's and kicked and screamed and said, let me stay. And they're like, no, like we're taking you. So over my shoulder, I was over the shoulder, dragging out, holding onto the door
Uncle
like this. Like, no, I'm literally clinching to the Nathan's door. And it was a whole scene. So again, I do not want that for my daughter. So if she comes to me and says, I really want to go to something or hang out with so-and-so, I'll say, fine, but here's the parameters. You have to answer your phone. Your tracking will be on. I want to know where you are, not because I don't trust you, because God forbid something.
God forbid something. Exactly.
I want to know where you are. Not that I don't trust you. I'm letting you go. You need to keep in touch with me. You come home and don't be under the influence when you come home.
Yeah.
Depending on your age, obviously. And let's find a happy medium, hopefully. So
I'm looking at the chat now, and like now, so Ashley's saying, Ashley was just saying, yeah, it's definitely a New York thing, because that was one of her biggest cravings with like Lena when she was pregnant, was like Nathan's hot dogs, and they're nowhere to be had. Now that I actually remember,
you don't even have packages of like
no. Now that I think about that, now you're right. Like now not even in the shop. Like no, they don't have anything. At least not where we are. Maybe in like another part of.
I would have mailed you guys some Nathan hot dogs. Like
yeah, I didn't.
An easy gift.
Think about it. So and then now Aaron says,
let me know.
Yeah, right. Next time we could it's like this is what we ask for from people. Like usually it's like bagels. Like then it's like random stuff like that.
Let me know. I will overnight a package tomorrow for you guys.
Oh, you're adorable,
so
Gina.
Some like horrible like high school stories like with their parents. I'm curious about this.
Yeah, so Aaron just said, Gina, I did the same thing at Starbucks. My mom literally dragged me out. And then Corley's saying, my 16-year-old did the same thing, and I okayed that. So yeah. Oh, you okayed that? Maybe is that what you're saying? Sorry, Corley. I'm like.
So wait, Corley, did your daughter come to you and ask you to go, and you let her go?
Yeah, she let her go. Yeah, she let her go. So she's like, so yes. So she's like, I didn't drag her out. And then Aaron's like, so embarrassing. Yeah. And then Corley let her go. And that's like the thing, man.
Well,
right?
So it's like, now I'm curious, Corley.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, how did it turn out? How did that go?
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure the first thing in every parent's mind is like, is my daughter in the back of someone's car doing X, Y, and Z, from drugs, sex, and other things that could be happening, but that's not the drug part so much, but like the other part, that's gonna happen. We can't prevent it. We can acknowledge them, make them educated. We could tell them so and so forth. We can hope for the best, making sure they're making the best decisions. We notice things are starting to change in their behavior. We pull back. But to me, I want to start with 100. The more you F up, I'm going to take it back. Now you're at 90%. Now you're at 80%. Now you're at 70%. Now you're just done. Now you're on E. Like now I got
like now.
You took my trust and you took advantage of it.
Oh, here Corley's saying, I got so mad though, and here's why. So I feel like something good's coming.
So she did leave and do something. So wait, what was the story, Corley? Tell us the full story.
Yes, she's about to drop it.
Did you let her go, or did you not let her go and she snuck out?
She said she let her go, but she was still mad, and now she's gonna tell us why.
Okay.
So now she's gonna be typing maybe for a minute, because this seems like it could be a good paragraph or two or several. So here we go. No, that's okay. Aaron.
Oh,
hold on. This is Aaron. Not sorry. Oh, Aaron, like I like your comment too. I was never allowed to hang out in town, quote unquote. So I lied to my parents about where I was going. The town is literally where my mom would run errands, so I always got caught. Yeah, dude. So that's a perfect example too. And then guess what that does?
Wait,
that
is Aaron
your example.
Friend? Aaron?
Yeah.
Hi, Aaron. Yeah. Hi. I was like, this sounds too like close to home for like. It's funny because I got caught in the neighborhood. She's like, I got caught in a Starbucks. So,
I get that.
Parts of Long Island there.
And then think about going to town, but then like that's where your family's gonna end up being anyway, because you're in like the same place where you're gonna run errands.
Like I mean, like in a town, like you would think that's a populated area, so you'd be protected there. Like Nathan's was kind of desolate, so like I could understand the shadiness behind it, and my mom knew the type of people that worked there, so I kind of get it.
Think about like Bayshore, like Main Street Bayshore, or like
that's what I'm
Babylon
saying.
even.
I'm thinking where I live right now. I wouldn't have any problem. There's a town right here. She wants to walk and go hang out in town. I'd be okay with that.
No, I'm not saying that, but how easy it would be to like find her if she snuck out and you weren't okay for whatever hypothetical reason, or like, you know what I mean? Like you would run into her and you would see her anyway. But hold on, let's see. What did I miss, Coralie? Maybe Coralie's still going. I thought I missed it. Dude, now I'm excited. Like I'm like, this is spicy stuff. I can't wait.
Guys, while we wait for Coralie, we're just letting you know how we are here with you guys. Gina Marie Vega, we got Coach Mike. This is our live podcast. We're talking to you about, some life experience. The original topic was your body and the relationship with it. And we just kind of just go off the flow of everything and what people have in the chat and stories. Now we're on to high school stories. So this is always fun.
Just shifts.
We shift. And everything in our carousel, guys, things we use for the podcast, from the Sony camera to the ring light to my laptop to the little on-air sign down below to the mason jar I am drinking out of. And so on and so forth. Same for Coach Mike. And guys, we could click that follow. It means so much to us. Please, please, please click that follow button if it's your first time tuning in. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, y'all. And yeah, what's easy? Hold on. So now there's a bunch of. So yeah, we got that. Boom. And then hold on. So Ashley's saying, Aaron, I used to cut school with Carolyn. So you know her friend Carolyn. Of course. And she would walk home from the high school, which wasn't close. So I'm trying to think of like now where the high school. Yeah, dude, the high school is like down by the car dealerships, and your car's like on the other side of the highway. How do you even?
I have no idea where the high school is right now. How far is the high school from me, Ashley?
That's a good question. That's what I'm trying to think, because like you're by Aunt Maria, right? Or like
I'm by Target. That's all I know.
Yeah, you're by Aunt Maria. Yeah, okay. So you're on the right side of the highway, at least, where like the high school is on that highway. But imagine it's like way further down. Not way. I don't even know the mileage. I wouldn't give an accurate representation of that. But yeah, I was like, I was a nut, but I survived and it gave me character. My mom let me live and learn, and she is the OG gentle parent. Yeah, Roro's gangster too. Like she'll also turn up the heat when she needs to and like cut the crap or cut to it. 2-3 miles, Ashley's saying, G.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's like a 30-minute walk, right?
I always say 20 minutes an hour for like a leisurely walk.
Wait,
so
what?
That's like
20 minutes a mile?
I'm sorry, 20 minutes a mile. Yeah, did I say 20 minutes an hour? Yeah.
Yeah, you did. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, what? 20 minutes a mile. So it's just going to be about like an
45-minute walk?
Yeah, dude. How long does it take you to walk a mile?
No, but I'm saying like that's how far. I thought the high school is right here.
Hold on, let's see.
Well, either way, I think that like again, it's all based on the child. Like if my child decides to cut school, I'd be like, for what for? Like, what did you cut?
Yeah, what was going on? What was going on? And did you miss a test? Like, was it just to go hang and you didn't have any work that day and there wasn't anything going on?
If you're doing it 3 times a week, I'm not gonna be okay with it. Like once in a while, if you're like, I'm cutting school, I'm walking home and going here and going there, cool. Like, all right. Not to go shack up with like, some boy in their house, if you physically act like that, you could probably lie and do it anyway. But, that's just Coralie, are you still with us?
Oh yeah, here we go. She literally just dropped the message. And then Ashley was just saying, then she would walk to Carolyn's, and that would be like 4 miles away. So that would be, and the road that Carolyn would live off of, that was like a not as friendly road to walk. If I can remember, I don't know if there was like any kind of like path to walk, but anyway.
There's Coralie says walk anywhere out here.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I feel like there's no path to like. So then you're like on the busy street. So a few weeks later, she said that she was not feeling good, and she told me that. Hold on, I'm gonna get in that. She did have sex, and so she took a pregnancy test, and it was positive, and she was so shocked. And I was like, "Oh, Scheisse, my God, your dad will not be happy at all." And she was like 15 at the time. She has the baby, and her name is Charlotte. That's a beautiful name. And she has a baby. Her name is Charlotte. She's a blessing, and we all love her. And she is engaged to the father. She's engaged to the father right now. So yeah, but she is preggy again with me. Oh, that's kind of cute that you and your daughter are also both pregnant together. But
how old is your daughter now?
16. So or maybe it's the 14. Wait. Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Let's clarify on which daughter.
I was gonna say, wait. If you're having your second kid, wait, how old is she?
I want to say this is a 16-year-old, right? She was 15, so that's the 16-year-old. Yeah. It has to be. So, yeah. Good night. I'm going to bed. Oh, that's my cue. G. Ashley going to bed is my cue for tonight. By the way, fun fact. I meant to tell you before we went on live, but so I'm leaving tomorrow to go on a jet plane, right? To go to Vegas. So me and Ashley aren't gonna have date night this weekend. So like date night, I meant to say like date night tonight, and that's my cue that it's date night time, and I gotta go.
Oh, well, thanks for the heads up, Michael.
Yeah, I butchered it, dude. I meant to say it, and they were like, "You ready to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go." And then I figured I'd just bring it up as we were talking at some point, and then I realized as she said that, I'm like, "Oh, that's right. I meant to say that I was getting a cue."
Hey, Ash, would you be fair enough to say that if we let it, it's 11:11, right? Oh, make a wish, everyone.
Mike, are you okay? LOL. What do you mean? Am I okay? Are you okay?
Wait, who asked if you're okay? Ashley said if you're okay.
Ashley, she's like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. What am I making that up? Is that not my cue? Am I not supposed to? Or are you just saying you're going to bed and then I'm just supposed to wake you up? Is that what we're doing? Like, I don't know. I'm not very clear on this.
Well, what I was gonna say
is, to Ashley.
Can you give him till 11:30 so we could just hear the story from Coralie, and then by 11:30 I'll make sure he is off. Is that fair? Can we do that?
Hold on. She wasn't telling me to leave. All right, maybe I misunderstood the cue. Okay. So she's like, "No, you got time. You got till 11:30." All right, cool. All right.
Okay, I was like, "Can we at least do 11:30 so it's not like an abrupt stop?" Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate you.
Because dude, like I don't know if you want to talk about. I like personally am open about talking about anything. I don't know if Ashley, before you go, do you want me to talk about our conversation this morning, or like do you want me to leave that alone? I feel like she might want to leave that one alone because whatever. But yeah, there's more. Hold on, there's more, Coralie. Hold on, let's go back up.
Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, Coralie, so your daughter was pregnant at 15, and now she's pregnant with her second at 16. Is it?
That's what it sounds like. Yes, she's saying yes.
Okay. I'm sorry for
here we go. She's gonna drop some more. So here, ... Coralie, I appreciate you sharing this stuff. By the way,
this is awesome. Like,
no, I do not. Okay. Yeah, definitely don't talk about our conversation this morning. Got it. She didn't say that, but she's saying, no, don't do that. So sorry if I'm making you feel uncomfortable or like pissing you off, because I feel like the way you're wording it, I can already tell you might be a little pissed, and I'm sorry. I'm just like backpedaling right now.
Yeah, right, Ashley. Just don't be mad at him. You know Michael. He doesn't.
I don't have it in a malicious way. I don't know.
He has no common sense.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like I really don't.
I actually have the patience of a thing because I'd punch you in the face by now.
Dude, yeah. And listen, I'll also shout out to Ashley. She let me sleep this morning because like she's supposed to sleep all week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I'm leaving for 5 days, right? So she's not gonna be able to sleep with the kids. So I was like, dude, I know you're supposed to sleep today, but can you let me sleep instead? Because I'm selfish and I have my class that I got to do, like this master class. I'm not gonna have a chance to take a break, and I really need a little bit of sleep because I know I'm gonna not feel good for that, and I won't be at my best. She goes, "Yeah, I got you." I'm like, "Oh, you're the best."
I would have been go F yourself.
Well, yeah.
But you know what we do, and I mean it's different with 2 kids, I guess. And maybe just because
every relationship's different.
No. What I was gonna say is that I guess it's the age Logan is. She wakes up between 8 and 9 o'clock, right?
Dude, I love Logan.
Well, she wakes up between 8 and 9 o'clock, and we go pick her up from the crib. We put her in between me and Josh. We put whether it's Elmo, Miss Rachel, or some educational show on, and she'll sit there. God bless her till 11 o'clock. We get to sleep.
What? That's awesome. I love her.
And I feel bad. By 10:30, if Josh isn't up with her, I'm like, hey, she might be hungry or something. But if not, I'll bring her a banana, something small she could eat in bed. And then, we hang out and lay in bed. Like, if you laid in the bed and just put like some cartoons on, could you guys get some extra sleep together?
No, dude. There's dude, they're not just up, but they're like, they want cereal or yogurt or food, and they want to play and they want to go. Like, they're like, imagine me right now that they wake up like this. They're like, yo, let's go. We are not trying to lay down.
Actually, when I did the live in the playroom, I got her ready. When she got out of the crib is when I got her ready. And she's like, what are we, like, she looks so annoyed, my child, that like,
confused.
Why are you putting clothes on me right now? Because we normally let her hang out in her pajamas, lay in bed with us, like I said, till 10, 11 o'clock. And then we started the day. And she's like, I got her dressed, I did her hair, and she was so annoyed at me. She looked pissed off. And I had to start the live early because I knew if I waited till 10:30, because she was ready to eat by 10. Because
she's like,
I got her out of the crib. And she's like, nah, like she was reaching for the food. I'm like, all right, here we go. Coralie, where's the story? I'm waiting for the story. Where's the story?
Right? I think she's still typing it. It's still going down.
So I'm really curious, Coralie, I'm sorry, I pronounced it wrong. What was your reaction to as far
Oh, yeah.
as...
Oh, here we go.
Oh, she wrote it?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Before we read it, I want to know too. And
drop your question.
Oh, we have about 14 minutes. In 14 minutes, Coralie, also I want to know, like, what was your reaction when you found out your daughter was pregnant? Because I made a face, and I know I didn't mean to. Like when I found out, like I saw myself doing this for a second, and I don't want you to think I was judging or anything like that, because the child is a blessing no matter what. But what was your reaction? How did you handle it and stuff like that? So go ahead, Mike.
So yeah, and what is the crazy at the same time, what is crazy? The same thing happened to me, and now I am married to him, Dax, so she's married to the father. I was 15. I was when pregnant with her. I'm 31, so yeah, it's crazy. And she says it would be crazy if it happened to my 14, but I don't think so. Yeah, imagine if, dude, we don't have to imagine anything, but yeah, I think that is crazy. So she's saying, did you get all that, by the way, G? Like, did you?
Yeah. Now, let me ask you an honest question too. Do you like, now you got pregnant at 15 with the guy? Were you ready? Or do you feel there was a real connection with the person? And you don't have to answer this, obviously. This is where my mind goes. And the first thing I think to ask someone is that you ended up with them this whole entire time. Did the kids have a play in it? Was it something you felt a strong connection?
Oh, yeah.
Or what, do you feel, even with your daughter, do you feel the guy that she's with is there for the right reasons? And I'm genuinely asking, not that I'm questioning it. I'm genuinely asking because I had friends. I had my best friend in high school had her daughter, got pregnant at 15, had her daughter at 16, and still with the same guy. And I think we had a conversation about that. She's like, no, I really loved him at that point. They were together 2 years when she got pregnant.
Okay.
They started dating at 13. Or no, 14, whatever it was. And then she got pregnant. And they have the best relationship. She has her daughter, who's older, obviously. And then she just had, who's the same age as Logan, same age. You've met her, Mike. And excuse me. I'm not going to say her name because I don't know if she would want me to say that. But, and she lives so happy. They are truly in love, all this stuff. I just imagine myself, like, the guy that I'm with from 15 till now, like, do you feel like that changed? Like, I don't know how to explain the questions I'm asking. Like, it's like,
how did that impact the relationship, right?
Yeah, how did it impact you? Do you feel like you wish you ventured out more or anything like that? Are you scared your husband's going to see this and want to kill you? But what are your thoughts? What are your feelings on that? I would love to know more.
Dude, she just kind of piggybacked on this. So let's, so she did say she was, I was loving, kind, and calm, but not at first. I was pissed. I get that. And then, Itza French. First off, did I say that right? Because it might be Isa.
Is that like someone in your chat going Itza French?
No, I think that's their name, but I think I butchered it. It's just Isa or Itza. But I don't know. It's Itza French. That's a great. Thank you for the follow. Virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs, guys. Follows.
And then, again, follow, guys, support, all that good stuff. But, okay, so, yes, we dated since we were 8. Whoa. Imagine knowing someone since you were 8 and being together your whole life.
From your 8? Or did you actually, like, kiss and hold hands and, like, from 8 years old? There's no way I believe in my soul that you were dating. Like, knew what even dating was at 8 years old.
Dude, when I think my first girlfriend, I was in, like, elementary school. Like, girlfriend, Anyways, so
go ahead. What else did you say?
And yes, they are in love. He is an amazing father to Charlotte. That's adorable. So wait, you guys have been dating since you were 8. That means like everything about this person. Like, and I know a lot about Ashley, and Ashley knows a lot about me, but I feel like there's still some things we maybe don't know about each other.
Have you guys been with other people? Have you guys?
Ooh, that's a good question. Question.
If you're comfortable embellishing, you don't have to. But have you been with other people besides each other? Like, was there a phase where you're like, hey, go explore a little bit? Would you be open to an open relationship at some point in the relationship? If, say, you haven't been with anyone else, would you be open to the fact of, like, if your husband turned around and said, hey, we've been with each other since 8 years old?
So 23 years. If
we wanted to experiment with other people, how would you feel about that?
Yeah, and then she also said, hold hands, not kiss. I get that. That's
okay.
So what a gentleman.
It was like a crush. It was like a crush thing at 8 years old and just developed from there. Wow. That's
Dude.
crazy.
Yeah.
You hear of high school sweethearts, not elementary school sweethearts. That's crazy.
Right? Good for you guys. Congratulations. That's awesome.
How did that even say, like, how did you keep him from, like, around that long?
I should keep them from, like, I'm anticipating filling in the blank in my head of, like, what you want to say. But because we're on Amazon, maybe not.
Well, no.
Hold hands, not kiss.
I meant like what's your secret for keeping a guy around that long? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like a boy going through puberty, like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. Like,
was there any infidelity? Any, like, that's what I'm saying. Were you guys each other's only people? Like, how
do you manage that?
Yeah, like, I am so invested in this storyline right now, and we got 9 minutes before Mike has to go. We got 9 minutes.
Gina's like, no. And Corley, you could always just jump and hang out with Gina if I have to dip, and then you want to hold it down solo and just story time. You know what I mean?
This is so great.
First off, Corley, I appreciate you hanging out with us and just digging into all these stories.
Yeah,
can we just talk about that for a second?
Like, cheers to you. You are the MVP. You are the best. And again, congrats on your pregnancy. Congrats on everything you have going on. Congrats on your daughter being pregnant.
Yeah, you're the real stream MVP. So hold on. You see that? Yes, there was a time and he got a girl preggo and the baby died, and so did the mom, and he was heartbroken. Whoa, dude. I did not like. Whoa, Corley, I really appreciate you sharing this. Like, this is crazy.
So there was infidelity. He got the woman pregnant, the baby, and the mom. Oh my God.
And he was heartbroken too. Like, whoa.
Oh my God. Of course. Who wouldn't be heartbroken? No matter what the situation is, anyone would be heartbroken. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for your.
Whoa. Hold on. So, like, look like me and we just love each other. Okay, I'll go to Gina. Yeah, hop on. I mean, you can do whatever you want, dude. Yeah, Heidi, and then yes, congrats, Corley. I just got on here now and I'm invested, dude. Yeah, seriously, like this. Heidi, Heidi in the chat. She's like, yeah, I'm invested in this now. Dude, Corley, have you ever thought about like writing a book or like sharing this story in like an interesting platform? Or, having a podcast series where you just like highlight these things. Because also, if I remember correctly, I want to say you're like a PA or something. You're like, you're in the medical. So like, I forgot if it was a PA or not, LPN or RN or I forgot. She jumped on the ears. All right, so yeah, Corley.
Corley, tell me now. So
tell me now.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to. What? Which part you don't want to? Sorry, I know. Like sometimes the lives are delayed.
Yeah. I'm a pediatrician. Okay, so yeah, pediatrician. So there you go. Dude, think about, can we talk about that? What did this influence have on you being a pediatrician, right? Because you were pregnant in your teens, right? So in a potentially younger, but also like a prime physiological age for like biology senses of it. So like, how did that influence your interest to get into pediatrician, having a kid young? Did that like connect you to wanting to influence his, oh no, I don't want to do a book. Oh, okay. I mean, hey, it's your life. You have like your own private, like totally get that, but I appreciate you sharing that with us. So yeah, I'm wondering now, like, how did that influence your career path? Yeah, I get that.
But you know, also too, is the fact of, you obviously have a connection to kids. You like having kids. You like being a caregiver to kids. You wouldn't be a pediatrician if you didn't. So my thing is, you obviously love kids. See, I don't have the patience to be a pediatrician. I'm sorry. Those screaming, when I go to my pediatrician's office, I get annoyed. I get annoyed. That's just me though. And again, I have patience for my own child, but hearing other kids scream all day long, even like I have patience for even family members. Like if your kids were screaming, I deal with it, but I couldn't. And wait, Corley, did you answer the question that like when your husband had that situation going on, was it like you guys were on a break? Were you guys together when that happened? Like, again, you don't have to answer. This is me just digging and the investigator in me. And really, we're all invested in this story.
Let's poke this and like pull out all the nitty gritty. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. But no, this is what I want to hear. So I love kids since I was 1, and I knew that I wanted kids, and I just that they're a blessing. Yeah, dude. So like clearly you obviously picked the best career path. So I wonder like, did you at that age, because like so to people, some people, having a kid at 15 can be really scary. So then I imagine, since you knew you wanted to have kids at such a young age, you love kids. No, we took a break, and then so that answers that question. So but like, was there a bigger urge to want to get pregnant at a younger age just because you had such a passion for kids, and then you knew you wanted to go on this career path maybe anyway? So you're like, dude, let's start this up now. I want to start a family young. Like, I know what I want. I know what I want to do with life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes any sense.
I think the question is here, was you getting pregnant at that age planned, or was it,
right.
Just,
or even if not planned, were you mentally open to it? Because like, dude, when I was 15, there was no,
even when I was explore.
Yeah,
yes,
I get that.
Was planned? Yes. So yes, it was planned, or yes, it wasn't planned. Or were you guys not even using contraception, so that like, you're like, if it happens, it happens, we don't care type situation?
Right. Yeah. Like, hey, like we
not trying, at the same time. So, do you not believe in contraception? Is that like a thing too? That could be your point of view as well, which is totally fine. There's nothing against that as well.
These are good questions. Good questions. I don't even think I have these questions. I was like, yeah, I'm just going this way. That's a good question.
Orly, just remember, there's sometimes a delay from when we talk to when you see it. So why we like asked the questions in detail. If your answers could be a little bit detailed, so only we know exactly what you're answering or saying yes to, not to be a pain in the butt and make you repeat it. We wanted to explore. So that's good to know. That I'm glad you guys had that conversation. We're like, hey, we've been together since we're 8. Let's explore. If it happens, it happens. Okay.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. And then, yeah, man. And I wonder, like, so then being a mom and going through med school, like, what's that like? Like, that's like, you're a badass, dude. Excuse the language, but like, dude, imagine going to med school right now, G. Oh, but then again, you're also running a business. So I think that's pretty comparable, actually. Like, the workload that you have.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. But I even think medical school is harder, to be honest with you.
For sure. Yes, but yeah, and like, I think it's passion too, and like, and all those things. Oh, that's the time going off. I still got a couple minutes. We got time.
You got 2 minutes. Next question, Coralie, for you, if you don't mind answering. Now, have you taught your daughter, the one who has the 2 kids now, about contraception? Did you ever have that talk? Was she aware about it? Or was that like a taboo thing that you don't speak about type situation? Because some families don't feel like they need to talk about it. It's like, don't speak about it.
Yeah, it's like, that's
I don't think my mom talked about contraception until I told her I was doing the deed. I don't think that was she took me for my first gyno appointment until she's like, all right, we need to get you on PC, or whatever like that. So I'm just curious. I feel like the sooner you talk about it, the better. That's just my point of view. Some households don't believe in contraception. Some do, it's all, some is religious based and all that stuff. I think, Coralie, you said that you're very religious based, if I'm not mistaken. So that could play
strong. Yeah, like you're Christian, or you were raised Christian, and like or you were listening to hymns, I believe. That was, I remember, if I remember correctly, right?
Religious.
Yeah, no, she knew, and she did not care. So yeah, like maybe she could relate to you on that. Like, does she have a passion for kids? Does she want to be like a pediatrician? Does she know she like wants to have kids? Because like, maybe it's just like you guys at that perspective are like, hey, listen, like, this is what I know I want from life. If you know you want to be a mom and you think you're prepared and you're in a position to do that, life is life. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Yes, I am. For which part question? I'm sorry. I feel like I asked 3 things again. Like I am a Christian. Yes.
I'm a Christian. Yeah. So but there's that component of it.
Oh my God.
Contraception.
Thank you. So like that's, what it is at 16, you think you know everything. And I think that's another thing. Yeah. So it's either like, there's some parents who feel, I'm not saying you, Coralie, some parents who feel like I can't expose my kids to this. And then they think they know best. Oh, can't happen to me type situation. And then there's just some kids who are just like, I don't care, and it happens, whatever happens type situation. Were they in a relationship from 8 years old like you, that like if you guys got pregnant, you were okay with it? You guys were together from 8. So I could understand that mindset of like, if I got pregnant, I'm with a man who cares about me. That's a whole different scenario than someone who's like, we just started dating. We're 16. We've only been dating 6 months, a year, if that. We're 16 years old. We barely know each other. Let's just let it happen. Which, again, that could have been the case with your daughter. Who knows? But again, maybe they felt comfortable with each other that they don't care, you know? But again, you could talk to 16-year-olds till they're blue in the face. No, her hormones made her S drive went up. Okay.
Oh, right. So yeah, so
it was just how long was she dating her kid's father before, you know, the pregnancy happened, if you don't mind me asking? Again, anything I ask is because this is where my mind goes as far as like the podcaster, where like, let's dive deeper. Anything you tell me where you draw the line in the sand, Coralie, please tell me, and I will draw that line in the sand.
Yeah, like totally respected. But so they were best friends. They knew each other.
That's like me and Phil ever got together.
Dude, that's hilarious.
That would never happen. But either way, like I have a guy best friend. But
yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, dude. So all right. So I'm gonna tell you a story really quick. Speaking of contraception and that talk, and then I'm gonna dip. Speaking of the first time we ever got it, like the first time I ever got, like I told my dad, so dude, all right, so I'm going to try to make this quick. So the first girlfriend I ever dated that I thought I loved, she, for my birthday, my 16th birthday, she was going to we were going to do it. That was her gift to me. She's like, all right, so it's her 16th birthday, you know, and so I told my dad, I'm like, so dad, like my girlfriend told me that that's going to be my gift. Like, what do I do? And he's like, well, all right, we're going to go to CVS real quick. And he just like rolls up to CVS, like leaves it. You know how Uncle T and Dad and stuff, they just like park in the fire emergency. They just don't. They're just like, I'm going to pull up right here. I'm going to be in real quick. Like, cause you know, you double park in like Brooklyn and stuff. They're so used to it. Yeah. So he goes in, gets condoms real quick, comes out, or gets like contraception and gives it to me. And he goes, here, you're good. You use this. Enjoy your birthday. And then like, I don't exactly remember the exact wordage, but like more or less that was it. And that was like the chat, you know, more or less. I'm trying to remember if there was a different one with my mom. Maybe like I talked to my mom first. She told my dad. I feel like I told my dad first though by myself. But anyways,
I don't think I had the contraception talk I think we had it in high school. My mom's like, oh, what did they talk about type situation. She kind of let school take the road. And again, a kid hearing anything in school goes in one ear and out the other. You might as well not even learn.
Unless it's something to laugh at, you know?
Yeah. So, and I don't think they teach you in school. They do probably mention it, but it only works X amount of times. Condoms are only X amount of effective and all that. I'd rather my daughter come to me and say, hey, I'm interested in it. I want to go on birth control just in case, you know, and I will explain this does not mean you could go around town doing whatever you want because you're on birth control. There's still STDs. There's still this. There's still that, you know.
Yeah.
Please be safe out there. They said, 2.5 years. Okay. Well, you know what, guys? Let's put a pin in this. Coralie, maybe one day.
You're the MVP.
Yeah, we're the MVP. Maybe one day off of the live, we could all meet and talk. And then obviously, maybe we could have you on the podcast and talk about the situation in depth a little bit. If you're comfortable with that, you're more than welcome to join us on here. We just have to do like an off-camera interview first and kind of meet you first. And then go from there. But I think that'd be pretty cool if you're open to it. You shoot me an email. And guys, we'd love to have more people like Coralie who want to share their story. We have to have an off-camera interview as well first. Gina at gmcinfluence.com. You can find us there. Guys, if you're not following, please click that follow button. Every single one of you are amazing. Exactly. There you go. The proof is in the pudding.
Oh, as it were.
It happens. Even sometimes on BC, it happens. You know, I'm not saying it because we're on Amazon, but even on BC, it happens. So, but with that being said, maybe I will think about it. All right. Let us know. You're more than welcome to talk about it. Or even if, you come on another time, we do the same way we did today. We ask you questions.
Or from a pediatrician perspective, I'd love to pick your brain about with kids. And again, no pressure to do that, by the way. Always feel free, you can hang out, but we're just saying we're always extending the opportunity.
Yeah, Coralie, if we end up exchanging phone numbers somehow, I'll be texting you every day questions about my daughter. I'll be like, is this normal?
We okay?
My dream is to have a pediatrician's number on lock. So,
dude, Ashley, we're friends with our pediatrician, family friends. So we got her in. But we don't abuse that either, you know.
My pediatrician was my doctor as a kid. That's the closest relationship.
So that's that's.
But he gets annoyed when I call him with stupid questions, because I call him at the office. I'm like, hey, doc. So what's this? He's like, Gina, calm the F down. She's fine. Go away from me. I'm too busy for this. Bye. Okay. Ha. All right. Thank you, Coralie, again. Guys, we can click that follow button. Mike has a trip to Vegas. Until next week.
Monday.
Order your desk. You better order your desk tonight.
What?
Order your desk.
Oh yeah, good call, dude. Good job, G. Good job.
Allie C, thank you so much for the follow virtual hugs. Mike is going to order his desk tonight, so he has an official setup in his office. And with that being said, guys, I can't. Mike, can you do the goodbye? I can't see it on my.
Yeah, hold on, I got you.
My camera's.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our podcast.